Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you're here. This is a relaxed space where you can listen, practice, and grow your English with confidence. Today, we'll focus on moving from intermediate English to a more advanced level, step by step, without stress. Get comfortable, take a breath, and let's begin. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell if you want to receive more English lessons like this. Now, take a deep breath, relax, focus, and let's begin. Let's look at the main difference between intermediate and advanced learners. Intermediate learners often think in short sentences, translate from their native language, and sometimes struggle to find the right words. Advanced learners think directly in English, use expressions naturally, and understand the rhythm and flow of real conversations. Our goal is to train your brain to think, understand, and express ideas in English smoothly and confidently without hesitation. Let's try a short exercise together. Imagine you meet a new colleague at work or at university. They ask you, "How was your weekend?" At an intermediate level, you might answer, "It was good. I stayed at home." At an advanced level, your answer sounds fuller and more natural. For example, you could say, "It was really relaxing. I finally had time to read a new book and cook something special. How about you? Did you do anything interesting?" Notice the difference. The advanced response is not only longer, but also warmer, more natural, and it invites conversation. Now it's your turn to practice. I will ask you a question, and I want you to answer out loud. Imagine you are speaking directly to me. The question is, "What did you do yesterday?" Don't answer with just one short sentence. Try to add details and connect your ideas. For example, "Yesterday was busy but productive. I studied English for an hour in the morning. Later, I met a friend for coffee. And in the evening, I watched a movie in English to relax." Now answer the question yourself, using full sentences. Exercises like this are very important because advanced English is not only about being correct, it is about fluency, expression, and connection. The more you practice expanding your answers, the closer you move to an advanced level. Another major difference between intermediate and advanced learners is listening. At the intermediate level, you can understand clear or slow speech. But when people speak quickly, use idioms, or mix formal and informal language, it becomes harder. Advanced learners can follow natural conversations even when the speed is fast. So how do you develop this skill? By listening every day to content that is slightly above your comfort level. It should not be too easy, but not so difficult that you feel lost. Let's do another exercise together. I will give you a short example of spoken English. Your task is to listen, repeat it, and then explain the meaning in your own words. Here is the sentence. "I was running late this morning, so I grabbed a quick toffee and took the bus instead of walking. Luckily, I still made it on time." Now repeat it slowly with me. "I was running late this morning, so I grabbed a quick coffee and took the bus instead of walking. Luckily, I still made it on time." Great! Now explain it using your own words. You might say something like, "The person was late, so they quickly got coffee and took the bus, but they still arrived on time." This type of exercise trains both listening and speaking at the same time. Advanced learning is not about big, complicated steps. It's about small, smart actions repeated every day. When you build these habits, real progress follows. Now let's talk about vocabulary. At the intermediate level, you know many words, but you may use the same ones again and again. For example, the word good, a good day, a good idea, a good friend. Advanced learners use more varied vocabulary to sound natural. Instead of good day, you can say wonderful day. Instead of good idea, you can say great idea or brilliant idea. Instead of good friend, you might say close friend or true friend. Let's practice. I will give you a sentence and you will make it sound more advanced by replacing the word good. The sentence is, that was a good movie. You could say, that was an amazing movie, or that was a fascinating movie. Now try creating your own version. This kind of practice makes your speech more precise, more colorful, and more engaging. Advanced learners know how to choose the right word for each situation. Finally, let's talk about grammar. At the intermediate level, you already know basic tenses, but you may still make mistakes or avoid more complex structures because they feel uncomfortable. Advanced learners use these structures naturally and correctly. For example, instead of saying, if I will have time, I will call you, an advanced speaker says, if I have time, I will call you. Let's practice. I will say a sentence with a mistake and you correct it. She don't like to swim. The correct version is, she doesn't like to swim. Another example. I am living here for 3 years. The correct sentence is, I have been living here for 3 years. These small changes matter. Accuracy is an important part of advanced English, but advanced English is not only about avoiding mistakes. It is about using grammar to express deeper and more complex ideas. For example, instead of saying, I like reading, you can say, I enjoy reading because it helps me relax and discover new perspectives. Do you notice how the second sentence adds more detail and meaning? This is exactly what makes it sound more advanced. Now, let's move on to an important topic, confidence. Many intermediate learners already understand a lot of English, but they feel nervous when they speak. They worry about making mistakes or believe their accent is not good enough. Advanced learners, however, understand that confidence is not something you are born with. It is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. You don't need to sound perfect. What matters is continuing to speak, continuing to try, and learning from every conversation you have. Imagine you are meeting a group of people for the first time. You want to introduce yourself clearly and confidently in advanced English. Instead of saying something very simple like, my name is Maria, I am from Spain, I am a student, try to make your introduction more natural and complete. For example, why is much more important. The second version sounds more advanced because it is detailed, confident, and natural. Now it's your turn. Create your own introduction using at least 3 sentences and say it out loud. Take a moment to practice. Don't just listen quietly, speak with me. This is how you move from intermediate to advanced English. Now that we've created a strong foundation, let's take the next step and focus on building a clear and effective study plan, one that can truly help you move from intermediate to advanced. Many learners stay at the intermediate level for a long time because they don't have structure. They study in an unorganized way. One day they watch a YouTube video, the next day they read an article, and then they stop studying for a week. Without balance and consistency, progress becomes very slow. When you follow a structured study plan, you improve faster and feel more confident. The first and most important part of your plan should always be listening practice. Why is listening so important? Because it helps you understand how real English sounds. It trains your ears, improves your pronunciation, teaches you natural rhythm, and helps you learn vocabulary in real situations. You should listen to English every day, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes. But listening alone is not enough. You need to practice actively. Active listening means repeating what you hear, shadowing the speaker, and summarizing the information in your own words. Let's practice this together now. I will say a short sentence in natural English, and your task is to shadow me. That means repeating right after I speak, almost at the same time. Ready? This week has been really busy, but I've managed to finish most of my tasks on time. Now repeat it with me. Great. Let's try once more, but this time focus on copying the rhythm of my voice, not just the words. This is how shadowing helps you sound more natural. After shadowing, the next step is summarizing. Take the same sentence and explain it in your own words. For example, you might say, "The person had a busy week, but they still finished their work." Do you see how this exercise combines listening, speaking, and understanding at the same time? If you practice this daily, your fluency will improve quickly. The second part of your study plan should focus on speaking. At the intermediate level, many learners understand English well, but they don't speak enough. This is one of the main reasons they feel stuck. To reach an advanced level, you must speak every day. Even if you don't have someone to practice with, you can still speak English by talking to yourself. Describe your day out loud. Explain your thoughts in English. Practice answering questions you might hear in daily situations. Here's a speaking exercise for you. Imagine you are taking an English exam and the examiner asks you, "Tell me about a place you enjoy visiting." Instead of giving a short answer like, "I enjoy the park, it is nice," try to develop your response. For example, "One of my favorite places to visit is the park near my home. I go there almost every weekend because it's calm and green. I usually bring a book, or sometimes I meet a friend for a walk. It helps me relax and clear my mind." This response is longer, more detailed, and sounds much more advanced. Now pause and create your own answer to the same question out loud. The third part of your study plan is reading practice. Reading exposes you to advanced sentence structures, useful phrases, and vocabulary you may not hear in everyday conversations. You should read a variety of texts, including articles, blogs, short stories, and books, not only textbooks. The most important thing is to read actively. That means highlighting new words, paying attention to sentence patterns, and asking yourself questions while you read. Let's try a short reading exercise. I will read a brief passage, and then I will ask you a few questions. Last night, Sarah went to a concert in the city. The band played for nearly 2 hours, and the audience was very energetic. After the concert, she had dinner with her friends before going back home. Now answer these questions. Where did Sarah go last night? How long did the band play? What did she do after the concert? Did you get the answers? Yes, she went to a concert, the band played for about 2 hours, and she had dinner with her friends. This simple example shows how reading and comprehension work together. The fourth part of your study plan is writing practice. Writing helps you organize your thoughts and use grammar more accurately. At the intermediate level, learners often write very short sentences. At the advanced level, you should practice writing longer texts, such as paragraphs, short essays, or journal entries. One easy way to practice writing is to keep a diary in English. Every evening, write about your day. Don't only describe what you did, also write about what you thought and how you felt. This will help you expand your vocabulary and connect ideas more naturally. Here is a short writing task for you. Write 3 or 4 sentences about something you want to improve in your life. For example, "I want to improve my time management. I sometimes spend too much time on social media. Because of that, I want to create a daily schedule. I believe this will help me feel less stressed and more productive." Now write your own version in English. The fifth and final part of your study plan is review and reflection. Many learners forget this step. They continue learning new material, but they don't review what they already studied, so they slowly forget it. To move from intermediate to advanced, regular review is essential. This includes revisiting your notes, practicing old vocabulary, listening again to previous audio lessons, and checking your progress. Reflection means asking yourself questions like, what did I learn this week? What do I still find difficult? What should I focus on next? These questions help you stay organized, move forward with purpose, and avoid wasting time. As we come to the end of today's episode, take a moment to appreciate yourself for being here and practicing. Improving your English is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, staying consistent, and trusting the process. Remember, moving from intermediate to advanced doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small daily habits, real practice, and the courage to keep speaking even when it feels uncomfortable. Every time you listen, speak, read, or write in English, you are moving forward, even if the progress feels slow. Choose one small thing from today's lesson and try to practice it this week. That single step can make a real difference over time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep practicing, stay patient with yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode.